got out of that last week?
It's just a slight variation of, when we have him, sometimes he plays tight end, sometimes he kind of plays that little wing deal. And we just kind of moved it around to try to create a little bit of a different angle and a couple of blocking schemes where there wasn't a new play or anything. Kind of felt on the edge. We weren't setting the edge in some of the zone plays. We kind of put him in the backfield and let the lineman set and let him insert. So it was just a subtle change. And it's not a huge deal. It's a big, bit of help in the run game. Gives us a little bit of a lead stuff. Not the answer, just a little variation. We're sitting here and work all these hours. You got to come up with something once in a while.
Can the tight end though, and when you're using him that way, still be an option in the pass game? Can he?
Yeah, it just So for example, like defensively, we'll get defended differently when the tight end is a tight end on the line of scrimmage as soon as he comes off the line. A lot of defenses right now, as soon as he comes off the line, even when he's in that wing position, they treat him more like a two-back because you can come against the grain and insert him and cross-cut and bootleg and all that. So a lot of defenses identify the tight end. Is he detached or is he with the core? And is he on the line or off the line? So all we did is just moved it, changed the angles just a little bit, and but there's certain routes you can do. There's certain routes you can't do because from where he is, he'd be late. So we had a few things ready last week to do from there in the pass game, but we just we didn't get to it. Didn't need it. The way the game went.
Rashad Berry's a guy that seems to flash every time he's out there, Kevin. I know he's raw, very raw, but he's a guy that seems to just look good every time he's out there. Can you talk a little bit about Rashad Berry's skill set?
He's one of the more, if you just watch guys run around, like, between Paris, JK, and then maybe him sometimes, just the explosiveness, what's going on now. We didn't move him until we had the injury with AJ, and Marcus was injured coming out of summer, and so he didn't get moved to summer, so he's just kind of getting up to speed where he's getting more confident, getting more comfortable. He's got the skill set to play defense. I think he could be a phenomenal tight end. And as he's growing and kind of what it's allowed to do right now in practice, he's practicing better. Luke Farrell is practicing better, so is Jake Hausman. So now Marcus Bond practice isn't doing as much, and when he goes, he's practicing harder because the practice volume, his practice volume got squeezed a little, where I think in previous years he had done a lot. I think he wore out, and as he wore out, I think his practices got maybe sloppy, not very, and that became the way he played. Right now, Marcus's practices are shorter because Rashad's doing better, Luke's doing better, Marcus is practicing better, now Marcus is playing better. So that group and all, they're kind of feeding off each other. Rashad's very talented and he's doing well. We got to keep building him.
Kevin, one thing you guys have been doing well recently are these RPOs. We haven't seen a lot of those at Ohio State in the last few years. When were you first exposed to that as a coach? What do you like about those plays?
Excuse me. Initially when we did the initially at Northwestern, there was a little bit years ago, this is 15, 18, 20 years ago now, and you didn't know what you were doing. But initially it was like, hey, if you didn't think you could block the guy running bubble, kind of started that way. Then it started, I would say the last couple of years, there was probably like 150, 180, 120 times with a running play. There was an option to throw just what we call relief, which is just a bubble pass or a stop now route or something quick. Over time, you started watching guys, and we kind of didn't really come up with it, but we did it about 2012-13. We started reading linebackers and safeties and throwing slant routes and those intermediate throws, and watched a lot of just Baylor and Oklahoma and Oklahoma State and other guys that did it. You just watch it. So our defense plays so much man-to-man that even when you play fake, you got to beat a guy man-to-man. Some of those RPOs work better against zone teams where there's spaces. But it's gotten where it used to be zone, throw a bubble, or zone, throw a hitch. Now it's like zone and throw slant routes and throw fade out routes. And even once in a while, we've even practiced it here. And actually had it in the game, it hasn't worked out yet. We've actually had it where there was a deep shot off of a running play. But it's also, it's a running play. So if they're blitzing, it's not protection. Your quarterback's going to get killed. It's not a pass play. There's not odds. And so you got to be very smart and careful. So it's just, you got to be calculating how to do it, or you can burn yourself too now.
So what makes JT a good fit for that? You talk about the smart. He always made a bunch of reads in the zone read game. Is that just a natural extension of that?
Well, and again, very mature, played so much. So I think he's very quick mind and very quick hands. And of all the things at quarterback, everybody talks about size, ability to throw it, and arm speed, and ball velocity, making shots. But a guy got great vision, quick mind, and quick hands. Because you're kind of playing shortstop. A quarterback's not in a spread offense. He's not a baseball pitcher. He doesn't have the luxury of winding up and throwing when he wants to throw. He's playing third base and it's coming down the line. He's got to catch it and get it out. And so a quick-handed kid. So he's got quick hands. He's played a lot. He's very mature. He's got quick mind. I think that allows him to distribute the ball really, really well. Very well.
Marcus said after the game that things had been simplified. Now maybe it was just for him, kind of his assignments on certain plays, or was it more the offense in general?
To me, our offense is still very complicated. I try to eliminate clutter. So sometimes they'll start talking about things like, they'll get some conversations, and sometimes I know some things maybe I want to call. So I'm like, I don't want to confuse him because why? One of the quickest ways to slow an athlete or slow a team down is make them think. And so how do you be very, very sound? How do you adjust all the multiple coverages, the RPOs, the blitzes, the fronts? How are you sound? But yet it's so simple. Your kids aren't thinking so much because when you're thinking about what to do, you can't think about how to play. So there's a fine line. So you don't want to be so simple. You're vanilla. And at the same time, so I've always tried to, in my golfing world, the less you think about the swing once you get going, the better you are. And I try to work really hard for players. Just like I'll ask them like, what are you thinking? Instead of me telling you something, what are you thinking? He started like, what are you talking about? What are you thinking about that for? Like, why are you worried about that? And so just trying to get those guys to learn how to get their vision and get their mind on things so they're kind of focused. And I think that's the simplification, because I think they worry and there's clutter and it slows you down.
Is that something that's changed since the Oklahoma game?
I've been like that from the get-go because I'm not smart enough to go to think too much about stuff. So I just think Oklahoma game, and we didn't mean to, but by design we just got a little bit all over and didn't have a good week of practice trying to get in a rhythm of flow. And since then we've added a lot, and we're not different. We're just focusing on different things. I think we're practicing better. I think it's where as a staff we've done a better job.
Hey, Coach, you're replacing Brandon this week. You're replacing Brandon this week. Does that change at all what you are thinking about doing? Are you doing maybe some different things in your game plan this week than you might have with it if he was still there?
Again, we're very blessed to have some really good players. Matt Burrell's played a lot. Demetrius Knox has played a lot. Malcolm Pridgeon's been in there with Mike Jordan. You got Brady Taylor. So we've been having 6, 7 inside guys, and if you concentrate on trying to cover up a guy or hide a guy at the level we need to play with, there's so many blitzes and twists and things that you got to account for. You got to trust what you do and count on the guys. They've had good weeks of practice and ready to play. They played well last game. They're going against a great defensive front every day in practice, so they're immune to going against talented players at multiple looks. And we're pushing those guys hard, and I expect them to play well, and we'll keep pushing those guys and move forward. Bad deal for Brandon. We thought he was our most consistent and one of our best 5. That's why we moved him from tackle to guard. But these other guys have played a lot. They're going to be very good.
Hey, Kevin, I know everything you said is true, but how tough is it when the expression is next man up and that next man isn't immediately apparent? When you've got to have a fight for a position in the middle of a season, how hard does that make it on everyone?
Well, to me, you always want the fight. I mean, you've got D linemen fighting to get on the field now. Right. That's competition. That's a beautiful thing, and you want those tailbacks fighting to be the guy, and then we got competition at receiver. And so, I don't think you have to play. I don't like necessarily changing the center, but I think competition's a beautiful thing. We're trying to create a positive environment for those guys to practice hard, play hard. Don't worry about messing up. The guy that plays the hardest with the most energy probably gonna play several of you guys, and just kind of let them battle and fight. And like I say, competition is a beautiful thing in this time of season.
How difficult is it to have a team ready to play a night game, whether you were the head coach or wherever you were, to make the day peak at 7:30 at night or whatever it is?
I think again for us, we've done it so much through the years. Schedule's kind of in place, and it's very scientific. And Coach Mick and Coach Myers' approach to when to wake up, when to eat, what to do, how much is too much activity, how much is too little. Like the other day we had like 2 1.5-hour breaks. We talked to our guys, if you take a nap more than 30, 45 minutes, getting that REM sleep, you come back tired. So we even have them set their clocks or wake your buddy up, take a nap, but keep it 20, 30 minutes, just don't conk out. So there's a lot of things you do and as coaches, we try to work really hard to create energy. You don't want to peak too soon, but as you go through the week, I think having been here now for several weeks, there's a really rhythmic way that we approach the week of practice, and that leads up to game day. And I think our kids are comfortable and confident in the way we do it. We play a lot of night games.
Did you do it similarly at IU?
Yeah, but unfortunately we were the 12 o'clock kick a lot. So.
If you had your choice, Coach,
I mean, it's just different. I mean, no, we got into 3:30.
Right,
and all.
that's a
It's,
different.
and, you know, and it's. I mean, sometimes that's, you know, we actually practice in the mornings because of academic conflicts. But we were playing early games, so we had to get up and get going. So, you know, everybody's, and that wasn't the
Body
reason why
rhythm.
we practiced in the morning. But there's, bottom line, you know, you just adjust your those are reasons not to play well if you want to be.